What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a couple of excellent duels for you guys to check out. Our first duel is going to take us to the Coliseum. We got Gladiator beasts, and they're going to be stepping into the Coliseum against generators. I'm not a very big fan of these pure generator builds, the ones that run a high generator monster count, because the generator monsters are not very good to draw. A lot of the spells and traps in the deck are just awful. Basically, generator stage is the whole effing show, and a lot of the trap cards like generator boss battle and the other traps, they're not really that good. It's all about just kind of getting the stage, and all Mardell really does is kind of get you the stage. So even if you look at this hand, you see 2 Lone Fire Blossoms and a Mardell. The entire point of Lone Fire Blossom is just to get the Mardell, so it's basically like having 3 copies of the same card, and I'm not liking that opening hand. Anyways, we'll see what the generator player is going to do. It'll probably be tribute Lone Fire Blossom for Mardell, get a search, and maybe probably pass. Well, he activated the boss quest to shuffle back some of those monsters and get the traps, but as I've said before, the trap cards aren't really that good. Boss fight just gets you another copy of stage, which is already on the field, and theoretically a card that you should be protecting with Horror anyway. So there is Horror, which is like the best boss monster by far in the deck. Stops your opponent's well, anything. It's an Infernity barrier, plus it's got a nice little disruption Dark Law type effect. Now he is going to force out the Horror negate with the Vishuddha, so there's really nothing you can do about that. You just have to negate, otherwise you're going to lose your Horror on the field for basically nothing. He's going to go Test Tiger. He's going to tag out for Bestiari, trying to pop the boss stage. Now, this is why, Horror is such a great card. Your opponent searches a card to their hand, which basically every Yu-Gi-Oh deck does, and you get to snipe a card out of their hand for free. So that's pretty nice, but it's not going to stop the Gladiator Beast guy. He's going to go for Grazaris, start popping those back row. His opponent will chain to get that boss stage and get the generator stage back on field, and then he also gets a copy of Nidhogg. Now, he's going to tag out, and I think he's actually going to contact Fuse again. Nidhogg is online, and this card can stop inherent special summons, so he has to be careful about that, but we'll see if it's going to work for him or not. He's going to get a bunch of Glads on field. He eventually is going to contact. His opponent has to use the Nidhogg on that, but looks like he ain't even done. He's going to continue on, probably make the Tamer, the fusion monster, yeah, this one right here, the Tamer editor, and then he's able to pump out that big fusion monster, the one that has monster negation. It's basically like a war chariot built in, and you can see here that the generator guy goes for the generator XC monster. Ladies and gentlemen, this card is only good if you have Horror on the field, because you can force your opponent to draw a card, and then you can take a card out of their hand. This card is not, like, if he would have kept Horror on the field, I think that this would have been an okay play, but I really don't see why he didn't go for True King of all Calamities. It would have made way more sense, and if you're playing generators, you're already running a bunch of rank 9s anyway, so that was kind of bizarre to me. Anyways, the Glad will try to negate the effect, but he is going to change that effect, so that's fine. He's going to pull Hela out of his deck, and then he'll probably tribute some of his tokens to Reborn one of his monsters. Looks like he's getting back Nidhogg, which is his only form of disruption during this turn. This is why he should have went for True King of all Calamities. He's going to pop the generator boss stage. Now he's going to just go on an onslaught to basically wreck those tokens, and this was really cool. I don't think I've seen this card used before in Glads, at least not in any of my duels. He's going to use Gladiator Beast United, which is basically like a reverse Miracle Fusion. It takes your materials, shuffles them back into your deck from the graveyard, and lets you fusion summon during the battle phase. So it gives them another copy of the big level 10, which of course has the built-in war chariot. Not a hard once per turn, by the way, so if his opponent activates any monster effects, not going to work. He's going to go into Grazaris one more time, then Appaloosa for even more monster negation, finally ending with Tamer, and then he's going to get a copy of Heraclinos for free, which he has a card in his hand to negate. Tries to activate boss fight, but it's just over at this point. Heraclinos negates, and now he can just go ahead and pretty much wreck him at that point. I'm not going to say the generator guy played well, because I think he played terribly, to be honest. I think he should have definitely not XC summoned using the Horror if he was going to go into the generator XC, and if he was going to XC, why not go into True King of all Calamities? That would have made much more sense. Anyways, second duel. Battle of the Xyz. I don't think either one of these decks really want to go first, but I guess the Blue Eyes deck probably was forced to go first. He does have that new Orcus Girsu, which is a 1-card Orcus combo, and if you're playing Chaos Max and you don't have any strong turn 1 plays, why not go for Orcus combo using 1 card? It's actually kind of funny because when you force the token to your opponent's side of the field, if your opponent actually keeps the token, Chaos Max can one-shot your opponent through the token. So I can kind of understand why he's doing this, because if you if you're going second and you force the token to your opponent's side of the field, you can summon Chaos Max and just one-shot him because it has 0 defense and it'll do 8,000. That's assuming that they don't have any disruption or anything like that. Anyways, he's going after the Climax. That means he will obviously use the Climax, but he does have his copy, Avoid Imagination, and he's going to send some extra deck cards. This is interesting. He happens to, when the Tiaras is summoned, she makes both players send a bunch of cards from the extra deck to the graveyard, but the joke's on him. His opponent actually has a copy of Nethys and Herald of the Arclight, so he's going to actually benefit off of the Tiara. You don't generally see that, but that's kind of cool. So anyways, Ritual deck's going to do what Ritual decks do. We'll get a search from Herald of the Arclight and pop an opponent's card, and now he's going to summon a couple of those bigger Infernoid monsters, Thydamis and then also Untundel for double attack. It really looked like he was in good position here. I think maybe he could use the token as a tribute just to get it off the field, but I would assume he doesn't know he's playing against Chaos Max. All he saw was Orcus cards, and his opponent is probably going to punish him for that. He is going to tribute the token because he realizes, oh crap, this guy's trying to summon Chaos Max and one-shot me through this damn token, but it ain't gonna save him. I used to do this little cheeky play. You play incantations, you can creature swap them to your opponent's side of the field, and they also have 0 defense, so he's just going to activate AR Ray, and then he's going to attack into that copy of the incantation, Talismandra, that's the one, and his opponent just scooped because he saw the writing on the wall. Really interesting that even though he had the 0 attack token on field for a majority of the duel, even when his opponent was able to get it off the field, he was like, nah, you can just have this little incantation monster. I can just still one-shot you through this thing, even if you're at 8,000 life points. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed those short duels. If you did, give a video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.